can have an we're going to have an hour where we just celebrate you and really just take some time to celebrate that absolute pivotal moment when you're talking about nursing education and also transitions from one practice to another, that pivotal moment of a preceptor and how absolutely important that is. And so this is that our hour to really talk about that. I want to start off by introducing a guest speaker that we've got that I'd like to have kind of share some thoughts with you. We've invited Dr. Troy Larkin from Providence Health and Services, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about himself. But Troy has been a leader in nursing education in the state of Oregon for more than 25 years. And I think that I would really love for Troy to kind of give us some feedback or just kind of tell us what your thoughts are about precepting and the importance of precepting in nursing education. So take it away, Troy.
I absolutely thank you so much for having me. And Jana, you forgot one of my most proud achievements, and that is being a board member of the Oregon Center for Nursing.
I mean,
Um,
that is part of the reason why I know him so well is because he served on the Oregon Center for Nursing board for a really long time. That is true.
yeah, that's how you get free speakers for sure. But I am here, so welcome everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am very touched, very honored, and proud to be speaking to you today. Just a couple minutes and a couple thoughts. And so I was told by Jana I didn't need a PowerPoint presentation, which is always kind of risky because then I'm going off the cuff. I never know what I'm going to say. I've been thinking the last couple days about, what do I believe and what do I think about preceptorship? I have been in nursing, as Jana says, I've been a nurse about 33 years. I started at Providence as a switchboard operator when I was going to nursing school. My grandmother's a nurse, my mom's a nurse. And actually, they worked in the Portland area. I've spent my pretty much my entire career here. I have taught nursing and I have worked in emergency departments, critical care, a little bit of recovery room. And I am fond of saying about our kind of residency programs and how does one get a nurse started in nursing? How do you get your career started? That it's really the preceptor that's the secret sauce. And I thought, well, so what is it about um, this preceptor and me believing in my heart that this is the secret sauce to getting a foothold in this career, and in this profession, and why is that so important? Because all of the nurses that we have preceptored, all of these new graduate registered nurses, they've been through years and years of education, a couple years of school. And then they are brought into whatever clinical environment they're going to be working in, hospitals, clinics, and they're given a preceptor. And even back when I was learning how to be a nurse, I didn't have a residency program, but I had a preceptor still. Even though it was just kind of a long orientation. And it was that preceptor, Pat Littell. If you are still in practice at St. Vincent, I remember you teaching me, and I still to this day appreciate and recognize the effort that went into making me the nurse that I am today. But these nurses have had years and years of academic study, and they have been studying under people, nursing faculty who have spent their entire careers learning how to teach and learning how to get them ready to start this amazing profession. And they hit this residency program, and people like me and nursing professional development and nurse education in workforce development and things in hospitals feel kind of compelled to reteach nursing school, right? I mean, how many of these new graduate nurses need to be subjected to another lecture on hypovolemic shock? They've had it. If they didn't get it in nursing school, chances are it's not my amazing PowerPoint that's going to drill in the knowledge that they need around a particular nursing topic. Although we feel compelled to do that, and many of our residency programs, our fellowship programs do have kind of formalized, almost old school lecture, or they have to go do some e-learning on a topic, and we kind of put a dressing over it and say, well, we're not really teaching them a new topic, we're just teaching how they do it here. Well, hypovolemic shock at Providence is hypovolemic shock at Legacy. And I suspect that my colleagues at Kaiser and OHSU and McKinsey probably treat hypovolemic shock very much the same way. Patients don't really respond differently from one hospital to another. Now, granted, there's a couple of things that you need to know about the operations of that, but the topic, the nursing part of it really isn't any different. Why are they doing this residency? It's because of the preceptor. It is because of what the preceptor gets to offer, not somebody like me that can stand up and give a lecture on any particular topic, you know. But this takes a lot of time. These residencies are really expensive, and I am sure you are all very aware that hospital systems have their hair on fire right now, because we don't know where our next paycheck's coming from. Automatically healthy. If it did, we could just eliminate healthcare spending and everybody would live long lives. It doesn't work that way. And so we have got a lot of finance people, a lot of CEOs looking at residency program and looking at you as preceptors. And they're saying, hey, this nurse has just spent years and years and years in school. What is wrong with these nursing education programs that they can't produce a graduate that's ready to hit the road running? What is wrong with them? Why is nursing this odd profession that can spend years of education and yet the person gets out of school and they can't practice? If you hear that, have you ever heard that? I can see your faces. I can see if you nod. You've heard this. I've heard this. This is absolute garbage. This is garbage. What profession in the world allows a new graduate to come out and start practicing at an expert level? There's not a single one. And many of them actually spend more time in school than nursing does. So think about it. Medicine, the physicians, just like, they graduate from medical school and the next day they're doing open heart surgery. It's very unlikely. I wouldn't want that position. What about attorneys? An attorney's first job is a capital case? Not likely. Therapists, mental health therapists, they don't just start and just start working with patients without supervision, without preceptorship. Engineers, architects, you just don't start without any help, without somebody from the profession bringing you in. Now, all of the trades have figured this out. So you don't do it for plumbing, you don't do it for electricity. And many of you have probably had your hair cut by somebody who just got out of hairdressing school. Now, they get better as they go on, do they not? Right? They get better because they get practice. And they do that under supervision of a preceptor or something else. So please don't buy into the belief that just because somebody has an amazing education, that they're necessarily ready to be unfettered in their professional practice. Preceptors matter. And it's not the residency program, because they don't need another lecture. What they need is the preceptor to be with them, kind of backing them up. So preceptors help to contextualize practice. You have all this education in one's brain after school. But how do you put it into practice? What do you do with that education? How do you apply it when the rules change and when it's actually real people? Preceptors are amazing role models. If you, as a preceptor, don't believe you're a role model, think again. New graduates are watching everything you do. They're watching everything you do. How is it that you hand your patients off to your colleagues when you're taking a break or taking a lunch? That you're making sure that you get time to take your lunch, that you're advocating for yourself in an effective way, that you're talking to other professions, that you're developing a plan of care, whether or not it looks like a care plan, that you are in fact engaging in these professional activities and showing them how it's done, that they're watching you, that you are helping graduates wrestle with the inevitable conflicts and paradoxes of practice. You know, it is complicated. And when you deal with real human beings with a history, with freedom, with the ability to make choices for themselves, you are in fact going to come across a paradox. You're going to come across a conflict of what you've learned, what you would hope somebody would choose, and in fact, what actually happens in real life, and helping to work through that sometimes moral distress, and sometimes a lot of confusion, helping to see that, you know, in you can apply an educational principle, but in the real world there's other things that we're putting into the context, and that is really, really important to connect that theory to practice. I would say emotional support, but it's not, you know, I think when I think of emotional support, it always kind of goes to the most dramatic example of my patients dying. There's something really horrible. And we take it to that extreme. And yes, new graduates need support for their first patient death, but they need support for all of the other stuff too, because there's a lot of incivility in practice right now. Just like there is in the real world, there's a lot of incivility. There's a lot of incivility in our practice. There's a lot of bullying. There's a lot of shaming. There's a lot um, of very bad behavior. And preceptors can protect. They act as that mother bear to kind of protect that new graduate. But they're helping them understand and provide moral support. So the first time that it is experienced, we know how to report it. We know how to do something about it that's effective rather than just punitive. And that we know not to fall down into those pitfalls in our own practice, because you're seeing mentored for you how to behave as a professional person. And then, of course, there's just professional orientation. I don't know if you remember, it's hard for me to remember, it was so long ago, but I remember, like, this was the first job that I had, and I had been working all through high school, even before, but this was the first job that I had benefits. This was the first job that was, you know, 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p to 7 a. How do you work a night shift? How do you make that happen in your life? How do you get good nutrition? Why is it a really bad idea to drink 4 cups of coffee at 2 a.m. in the morning? I mean, all of these things that preceptors help students or new graduates learn as they become a professional nurse. And so, as we honor preceptors today and we think about all the important things they do, the Oregon Center for Nursing, in advocating for nursing, in advocating for education, advocating for patients to have a good nurse, this is one of the ways we do it, because we know precepting is really difficult. You don't get recognized often enough. Here's an opportunity to say, Nurse preceptors make a huge difference. They are the secret sauce that help people establish good habits and establish a career so that they can be successful in this profession. And it is very difficult, and it's more difficult now than it's ever been in my whole life. And I've been a nurse a long time. I've done a lot of things in nursing, but I really love it. And I think preceptors can help new graduates establish a practice that's going to be fulfilling, even though it's really hard. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here, for taking the time to make nominations, to go through the process of recognizing your peers and your colleagues and your friends, for the great work that they're doing to launch new nurses into this amazing profession. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Jen. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you very much. And thanks very much while I try to do some technical things here. Um, Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Troy. And thanks, everybody here. We really appreciate Troy Larkin. And thank you so much. And yes, you guys have all figured it out. We've been doing this for so long. Um, we've been doing this for so long that we can, that we know that we can put all the reactions into the chat. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. And we are going to talk about all of our 2025 Nurse Preceptor awardees. Um, we are going to have 10 peer and 10 organization nominees. And I'm going to do a little technical thing that I was trying to do, type one thing and say another, but I'm not able to do that. So Priscilla, for the people that I do need to, that I'm going to be reading for, can you please put their descriptions into our Slack channel so that I can see them, because I cannot pull up the spreadsheet without you all seeing our big spreadsheet too. So let's talk about our Nurse Preceptor Awards and how we put this together. When we first put this together 5 years ago, the one thing that we were like, let's just go out to all of the hospital systems and all the employers and ask them to choose somebody from their group that they think will be the best preceptor that needs to get some awards. And we did that, and that was fine. But after we did that, so many people came to us and they're like, wait, you forgot this person, and I'm not part of an organization, but this person needs some, they need some love because they're doing some really great work. So we also created another award, another version of the award called the peer nominations. And we are going to actually start with the peer nomination. So the peer nominated, these are the nurse preceptors who are nominated by their peers or their colleagues for their dedication and their exceptional support. So we're going to start with Matt Sykes, and I believe that Amanda Sykes is not here. Okay, Amanda Sykes is not here. So we put what she said into the chat. So let me read that for everybody. Matt is not only a great nurse, but he shines as a preceptor. Matt's teaching abilities are top-notch. He pours all of his knowledge and experience into these future nurses. He really cares about the next generation of nurses and those he will eventually work side by side with. He is supportive, but he also challenges them to become critical thinkers. Matt shines brightest when he is teaching and passing on his knowledge. In my opinion, he gives 100% to everyone he precepts, and these students really respect him. For these reasons, he's a perfect candidate for this award. Please, let's congratulate Matt. And so for all of this, by the way, I forgot to tell you this. What we're going to do is while we do this, you throw up those reactions, you throw up those hearts, you throw up that love, you put things in the chat, you do all of that thing at the end. We're going to do something where we're going to give everybody a lot of love. So Matt, congratulations, Matt. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know. It's almost awkward getting something like this. It just seems like it's just something we do every day. I just feel like it's just standard procedure, but it's very humbling that you guys take the time and effort to go through and do all of this. And so thank you guys all for your kind words. Appreciate
Thank you for being here. And yeah, this is something that you feel like you do every day, but it's kind of cool. You do cool things.
I think it's all of it's, it's my blessing. I feel like working with any of these students is more of a blessing to me than it is for anything that I can try to do for them. But I feel like it's a blessing for sure.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks, Matt. All right, we're going to move on to Felix. Felix DeVries from Providence Milwaukee Hospital. Ray Cunningham couldn't be here. Is Felix here? Felix is not here, and that is okay because we need to give Felix some love. He's an enthusiastic and helpful young nurse. Look at that face. Look at this face. This is a young guy, and he's being an amazing preceptor right now. He is excited to welcome new and experienced nurses to the floor. He is a great preceptor and enjoys answering questions and making sure people feel welcome to the team. He takes great consideration into each of his preceptees, into what each of his preceptees actually need to know, and he sets them up for success to be independent, but is also great at helping his peers he is not training. We really appreciate his knowledge, his welcoming attitude, and teamwork. Let's congratulate Felix. Seriously, look at that cute baby face. That guy is totally a great preceptor, even at a young age. That is amazing. Next, we're going to hear about Michelle Widner, and she was nominated. Michelle is from St. Alphonsus Medical Center in Ontario. She was nominated by Jennifer Reinhardt, who I believe is here. Jennifer, let's take you off mute and let's hear you. Let's hear a little bit about Michelle.
Well, Michelle has been a phenomenal preceptor, not only to me, but to a lot of our new nurses that are on the new units.
Oh my gosh.
She's very patient with us in teaching, and she's always there to answer questions when we need it. She's very welcoming, and she's always willing to help, even past our preceptorship. If we have questions, she's always like right there, gung ho. She goes above and beyond, and she shows our patients so much care and compassion. She is truly an exceptional nurse, and I'm so grateful for all that she has taught us. So can you please help me congratulate Michelle Widner.
Absolutely. Yes, Michelle. And Jennifer, you're amazing for nominating her and being here. Thank you so much. Yes. Hannah says you make a profound impact on your team and on the profession for Michelle. And honestly, Jennifer, you also make a profound impact. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, our next person that we're going to hear about is Matt Jones from St. Charles Medical Center, who is going to be introduced by Jennifer Russell. Jennifer.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I just want to share a little bit with Matt. I've worked with him for about 6 years. He's an exceptional nurse. He arrives at work daily prior to his shift with a smile on his face and his excited attitude to be here. He leads to our preceptees feeling welcome and leaving the inhibitions behind. His openness and willingness to work through situations with each staff member cultivates an inclusive environment for us. If Matt doesn't have an answer for his preceptees, he will seek to find the correct answer. He works well with everyone from the capstone students to our experienced nurses. His ability to meet their needs, no matter their experience, fosters a profound and lasting impact on our fellow peers. Matt Jones is an exceptional peer and very deserving of this.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Congratulations, Matt. All right. Our next person is we're going to hear about Jennifer Rhodes. And Jennifer is at Legacy Good Samaritan. She was nominated by Ashley Yoder. Ashley.
It's my pleasure to introduce Jennifer Rhodes. Jennifer deserves recognition as an outstanding nurse preceptor because she exemplifies the highest standards of mentorship, inclusion, and clinical excellence. Jennifer approaches each preceptee with patience and a sincere desire to see them succeed. By first asking questions to understand each preceptee's learning preferences and comfort level, she creates a safe, inclusive environment where diversity is respected and growth is encouraged. Jennifer doesn't stop at clinical teaching. She goes above and beyond to integrate new staff into the team. When I joined the unit, she added me to the group text and helped resolve a parking issue. These are simple acts that made me feel welcomed and supported from day one. Beyond her preceptor role, Jennifer's clinical knowledge and calm demeanor under pressure make her a trusted and admired leader. Her care is efficient and anticipatory. She seamlessly is streamlined without sacrificing thoroughness. But Jennifer doesn't just teach nursing skills. Her positivity, highlighted by her big hearty smile and hearty laugh, along with her humor and professionalism, fosters a collaborative atmosphere that boosts morale and strengthens team cohesion. Through her mentorship, Jennifer has uplifted new nurses, enhanced patient care, and made a lasting impact on our PACU team. She's not only a skilled nurse, but also a mentor, advocate, and role model worthy of this recognition.
Thank you, Ashley. And congratulations, Jennifer. Let's give some hearts and some love for Jennifer, who I don't know that is here right now. I didn't see her name, but maybe she's one of those people that's at a nursing station and can't turn on her camera, which that is absolutely true. Congratulations, Jennifer. Our next person is Capella Lapham from Coastal Healthcare and OHSU School of Nursing in Newport. And she has been nominated by Christian Mendoza Ruvalcaba. I practiced this yesterday. Sorry,
Excellent,
Christian.
Jenna. No worries.
Was that close enough?
Very well done.
Christian, I know sometimes I see that you say Christian will say MR and not actually do it. And I'm like, no, I'm going to try to pronounce his name. And I just biffed
Oh.
it. But thank you, Christian. I want to hear about Capella. Let's hear about Capella.
Yes. So I counted how many preceptors I've had in both of my nurse practitioner programs, and I had 18, and 2 of those are outstanding preceptors. So I nominated 2 of them, and both of them received the award. So I'm honored to have nominated Dr. Lapham for the Outstanding Nurse Preceptor Award based on the lasting impact she has had on my professional development. As my preceptor during my family nurse practitioner program, Dr. Lapham demonstrated unwavering dedication to teaching, mentorship, and professional role modeling. She created a supportive and respectful learning environment where I felt encouraged to ask questions, reflect critically, and grow in confidence. Dr. Lapham provided thoughtful, timely feedback and consistently linked clinical practice to current evidence and professional standards. Her calm, approachable demeanor helped me feel comfortable while navigating complex clinical situations. What stood out most was her ability to individualize her approach to teaching. She took time to understand my learning goals, adapted her mentorship to fit my learning needs, and genuinely invested in my success. Beyond teaching clinical skills, she models professionalism, integrity, and compassion in every interaction with patients, colleagues, and learners. Please help me congratulate Dr. Capella Lapham, board certified family nurse practitioner. Thank you, Capella.
Well done. Thank you, Capella. Thank you for being here and congratulations on this award. All right, let's hear the next one. The next one is Christian. We're going to just
Yes.
follow up with Lori Simmons, my favorite person, who is, we won't get into it, but she's from Grants Pass Pediatrics in Grants Pass. So Lori, Christian, let's hear about Lori.
I'm honored to have nominated Dr. Simmons for the Outstanding Nurse Preceptor Award as a clinical preceptor for my pediatric nurse practitioner program. Dr. Simmons created a learning environment that is grounded in respect, trust, and professional growth. Her mentorship was instrumental in my development as a pediatric nurse practitioner. This exceptional preceptor is a highly skilled clinician who models excellence in patient care, communication, and clinical reasoning. She invites students to engage meaningfully in all aspects of care, encouraging active participation and critical thinking. What makes Dr. Simmons exceptional is her generosity of time and spirit. She fosters open dialogue, takes genuine interest in her students' goals, and challenges them to reach their full potential. Her approach is grounded in best practice and preceptory and empowering her preceptees. Her passion for nursing and dedication to student success are evident in everything she does. Dr. Simmons helped me refine my clinical judgment related to pediatrics, deepened my understanding of evidence-based practice, and developed a clear sense of professional identity as a pediatric provider. Please help me congratulate Dr. Lori Simmons, board-certified family nurse practitioner.
Let's give Lori
Thank you,
some
Lori.
love. Yeah, thank you, Christian. Thank you, Lori. Thank you for being here, Lori. All right. Next, we have Joe Brinkman from Peace Harbor Hospital in Florence, who is going to be introduced by Lisa Wood. And by the way, this is my favorite. We have Lisa and Joe in exactly the same place at the same time. So that really makes me happy. So let's hear it. Lisa, tell us about Joe.
Hi, it's an honor to introduce Joe, our exceptional nurse preceptor. His dedication to leadership has made a lasting impact in our critical access hospital. So we have a peri-op program, peri-op 101. Joe jumped in feet first and helped us develop the program. He led with leadership, mentorship, clinical expertise, a deep commitment to our education, and he empowered the new nurses to grow with their confidence and competence, driving safe, focused driving a focus on safe patient care. Beyond the walls of our facility, he's also extended his influence by actively supporting our high school SIUSLA outreach program. So he engaged with students in a DNP prepared nurse as well, to share his passion for nursing in the operating room and in the surgical services area in general. He helped spark interest in healthcare careers and inspired the next generation of caregivers, even in our high school area. Joe exemplifies the heart of nursing at Peace Harbor. His compassionate, skilled, and always willing to teach attitude contributes to the strength of our workforce and enriches our community. And he creates pathways for future healthcare workers. So just join me in celebrating Joe and thanking him for his commitment to Peace Harbor Nursing and nursing as an organization.
Very good. Congratulations, Joe. And Lisa, sometimes that's hard to be able to say that while the person is like sitting right there in the room. And it's probably also hard for the person who's sitting in the room to hear that. But you know what? Just feel the love for a minute. Just, you know what? It doesn't happen very often. Just feel that love for just a second. You guys are
Joe
great.
really loves public attention.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. Congratulations, Joe. And thank you so much, Lisa. Okay, so the next person that we're going to recognize is Chelsea Michelson, and she is going to be introduced by Brooke Sullivan. Brooke could not make it here today, so we asked Brooke if she would record something for us. Sometimes the audio is a little bit funky on this, so let's everybody get a little close to your headphones. Well, all of our people that are on headphones, you probably don't need this, but if it feels a little quiet, it might be, so you got to listen carefully. Let's hear about Chelsea.
Hi, my name is Brooke Sullivan, and I am so grateful to introduce my preceptor, Chelsea McKeelson. From day one of clinicals, she made me feel comfortable, supported, and capable. Her patience, encouragement, and willingness to share her knowledge with me has made such an impact on me, both as a student and as a future provider. I can't think of anyone more deserving of this award, and I am so happy that she has been nominated.
Let's give them some virtual love. Where are all the virtual hearts for the virtual love that we're having? Like with this is why this is so great that it's virtual, by the way. I don't know if you know this, but Christiane is in one full time zone, like that is so different than where Lori is, and we're still able to do this, and we're still able to recognize people even if they're busy and they can't make it. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. The next person we want to recognize is Nicole. And Nicole, you're here. I saw your face. I know you're here. Nicole is with OHSU in Portland. She's going to be introduced by Emma Snodgrass, who could not be here. So Emma also sent us a video. So let's hear from Emma.
Hi, I'm Emma Snodgrass. I am a new RN at OHSU. I am nominating Nicole Frager, who is an incredible RN on 14K, adult bone marrow transplant, future adult medical oncology here at OHSU for this Preceptor Award. I had the incredible luck of being precepted by Nicole as a student nurse at School of Nursing at OHSU during my clinical practicum on 14K. And I just can't say enough how incredibly supportive, knowledgeable, experienced, patient, and just overall excellent of a mentor and preceptor Nicole is. She has a passion for teaching and a passion for welcoming the future of healthcare. And that is, I think, rare, and just, I can't say enough how much she deserves to be recognized for all she does to bring people in, to make people feel at home, which she truly did for me as a student nurse. I just, the ways in which she helped me build confidence, her encouragement, her ability to jump back into kind of that beginner mind with me to develop critical thinking together. I just can't say enough how grateful I am and how much she deserves recognition. Thank you, Nicole, for making me feel at home in my practice. And I am so happy that I can still call you my mentor. And I just wish you all of the luck and I'm just so happy now that we are coworkers on 14K. So thank you for everything, and continue to be just all you do for the future of healthcare and for your patients.
Excellent. Congratulations, Nicole. And Nicole, thanks for being here. Congratulations on this award. All right, so we got a little less, we got about 20 minutes left, and we are going to get through all of these people because we have 10 more nominees that we need to recognize today. And these next nominees are going to be the ones that are recognized by their organization. We're going to be honoring our nurse preceptors who are nominated by their organization for supporting a vital role, for their vital role in supporting clinical education and guiding new nurses. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's start with Stephanie Merritt, who is going from Bay Area Hospital in Coos Bay, who's going to be announced by Regina Mollett. Regina.
Hi, good morning, everyone. We are honored at Bay Area Hospital to recognize Stephanie for her amazing preceptor abilities. She was nominated by her manager. So let me read some of what her manager had to say about her. Stephanie began her nursing career as an outpatient dialysis nurse before transitioning to acute care. We could not have predicted just how profound and lasting her impact would be. Through her unwavering kindness, collaborative spirit, and commitment to supporting others, she has become a cornerstone to our team. Stephanie is not just a guide in clinical practice, she's a mentor in the emotional realities of nursing. Her colleagues and preceptees alike describe her wise beyond her years, someone who teaches others how to process the weight of work, how to protect their peace, and how to draw the line between compassion and burnout. One nurse described her as helping her to grow as a person outside of work and in work. She taught me how to carry the days without letting them follow me home. Stephanie leads with continued grace, and she's a natural leader within our department. And she continues to mentor the next generation of nurses with grace and integrity.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Congratulations to Stephanie. Thank you, Regina, for being here. And thank you for sharing that. And I'm actually really impressed with all of you with the reactions that you're doing, because I'm starting to see that you've gotten kind of sick of the hearts, and I'm starting to see some cool other things that are showing up, like bouquets of flowers. Let's see about that. Let's see how we can recognize some people with some different kind of emojis. All right. Next, we're going to go to Zane Smith Lundy from OHSU School of Nursing and Grand Ron Hospital. And he is going to be announced by Alana Lowry. Alana.
Hello. Zane is an inspiring preceptor that empowers his preceptors by building their confidence. He's deeply committed to setting his preceptors on a positive trajectory, helping them strengthen their critical thinking skills and achieve their potential. And he is someone who actively sought out the preceptor role. And I'm going to share something from what one of his students said about him. During my first few months as a new nurse, his unwavering support, encouragement, and professionalism made a significant impact on my transition into practice. He exemplifies what it means to be a role model in nursing. His calm, patient demeanor helped me learn to slow down, double-check my work, and prioritize safety over speed. He also fosters a welcoming and inclusive environment for nursing students. He goes out of his way to make students feel comfortable from day one, giving them tours of the department, orienting them to the workflow, offering them practical tips to help them succeed and stay safe. His dedication to mentorship, patient safety, and nursing excellence makes him a truly outstanding preceptor and an invaluable asset to our team. Please help me congratulate Zane Smith Lundy from Grand Ron Hospital and OHSU School of Nursing.
Way to go, Zane.
Thank you very much.
Love that you're here. Thank you for everything. Congratulations. All right. Next, we are going to hear about Aminta Hall from Kaiser Permanente, and we are going to hear from Amy Hansen. Is Amy Hansen here?
Yes, I am.
Amy
This is me with the frog in my throat again.
Oh, that's right. Amy Hansen with the frog in her, the technical assistance. Okay, clear that throat. I want to hear all about Aminta. Go ahead.
Yes, well, it's my honor to recognize Minty. Aminta goes by Minty.
Okay.
I've only worked with her for about a year now, but I've been super impressed by her. She goes above and beyond to ensure that every student nurse feels welcome, supported, and empowered. Her commitment to excellence and passion for nurturing others has left a lasting impact on the students and the entire organization. She loves to teach and learn. She enthusiastically takes on new students, seeks out opportunities to precept students. She's often coming to me saying, like, can I get another student? I want another student. Let me learn, let me teach. Her attention to detail is exceptional. She is patient and thorough as a preceptor and is able to explain complex processes in clear steps for the students to learn. I really appreciate her willingness to invest time and energy. She seems to have a lot of energy. Those that know her, she's has boundless energy into the growth of others. So yes, please join me in celebrating and congratulating Minty on her outstanding contributions and unwavering dedication to the future of nursing.
Congratulations, Minty. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Amy. All right, let's hear. I want to hear more about Stephanie Hain from Legacy Health Systems at Meridian Park. Ashley Keepers, let's hear about Stephanie.
I'm actually going to be the one that talks about Stephanie today.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Dawn. I forgot.
It's okay.
That was so 40 minutes ago that I was reminded of that I've completely forgotten already. Dawn, I want you to tell us about Stephanie. Go ahead.
This is a treat to get to do. I actually got to be Stephanie's preceptor when she came to our unit, so it's fun to get to honor her now as she's taken on that role. So it is my absolute honor to introduce someone who exemplifies the heart of nursing and the spirit of mentorship. Stephanie Hain came to nursing as a second career, graduating from OHSU's accelerated program. Her journey has taken her from the cardiac and vascular IMCU to cardiac rehab and now to our unit, surgical specialties. But it's her role as a preceptor where she has truly shined. Stephanie's impact goes far beyond clinical skills. As a preceptor and mentor on the unit, she meets new nurses where they are, tailoring her teaching to their learning styles and guiding them through a thoughtful and steady progression that builds confidence and competence. When she sees growth, she knows just how to challenge and support them to reach the next level. Her presence on the unit is described as a positive energy that lifts everyone around her. She models humility, collaboration, and compassion, showing that asking questions and seeking help are signs of strength, not weakness. She is a role model and a guide and a true advocate for the next generation of nurses. I'd like to share some of her nomination, which was submitted by one of our new grad nurses, Mallory Body. She stood firm on making me take my time at the beginning and not starting to take on too much too fast, which really resulted in a more well-rounded development of critical thinking, time management, and the ability to look at the full patient story for all my patients. On the flip side, when she saw me progressing, she took the steps to push me to do more than I was comfortable with, supporting me along the way and helping to instill confidence in my abilities and knowledge. She introduced me to every new face, nurses, doctors, RT, PT, OT, making sure they know who I am and helping me develop the ability to have both personal and professional conversations with the people we work with. She modeled asking questions. As a new nurse, seeing my preceptor ask other nurses their opinions or for their knowledge on certain procedures has been incredibly valuable. Through this, I have come to understand that it is okay to ask my peers for help when I'm not confident or want a second opinion. It helped show the community that is present on our unit and that common goal of safe and progressive patient care. Watching Stephanie always interact with patients in a kind and compassionate manner, no matter the circumstances, has helped me to develop methods to be able to follow in her footsteps. She gives feedback where it is needed and praise for accomplishments that help to build confidence. Please help me congratulate Stephanie Hain.
Way to go, Stephanie. Ashley put into the chat that Legacy had 188 preceptor nominations over the past year, and Stephanie's nomination repeatedly rose to the top each round of scoring. She's an outstanding preceptor, and all of us at Legacy and Meridian Park Surgical Specialties are grateful for the work she does. Congratulations, Stephanie. All right, Emily Ziff-Levine, are you still here? Because it's your time. That you're going to share with us about Darwin Eng. Darwin, let's hear about
Darwin
Darwin.
and I are both here this morning. I did not prepare a very long speech, but
You
I
didn't
just
have
want to
to. And in fact,
say,
the shorter, the more happier I will be. But I want to hear about Darwin. So you say whatever you need to say about him.
Darwin is admired by so many of his peers on 12K. He's a beautiful role model on our night shift. It's hard for him to receive this praise, and especially on such a public stage. So I know that he's struggling with it over there, but I just want to say, Darwin, from the bottom of my heart, Kid and I and all of your peers on 12K appreciate you so much. We are so happy that you're part of our 12K family. And thank you for even being here after your 12 and a half hour shift last night. That's all I have. We just really appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Darwin, congratulations. This is well deserved. Thank you for being here. And I'm gonna take the spotlight off you really quick because it doesn't need to be there that long, but still amazing work. And thank you so much. All right, Kyle Anderson. Let's hear about Kyle from the Oregon State Hospital in Salem. Emily Neves, tell us more about Kyle.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, Kyle makes every nursing student he interacts with in our facility feel safe, welcome on his unit, and excited about their future as a nurse. Every student that is with Kyle reports that their experience is positive, engaging, and they end their time with a much stronger understanding and appreciation for psychiatric nursing, as well as tangible skills to bring forward with them in their own nursing practice. Kyle's incredibly patient-centered, trauma-informed, and compassionate with all patients, and sets a really high standard and example for all the students he precepts. We also appreciate him so much because he's always willing to precept, and he sees so much value in stewarding future nurses into the profession. We're so grateful for Kyle and his contribution to helping students create an understanding and appreciation for psychiatric nursing. So please help me congratulate Kyle Anderson.
Congratulations, Kyle. Well done. All right. Next, we're going to hear from Kara Weaver about Kate Penham from Peace Health Riverbend. Kara, tell us about Kate.
It's my pleasure to share our facilities nomination for Kate. So a little bit about her from a recent preceptee of hers. As my preceptor, Kate created a learning environment rooted in active listening, constant engagement, and patience. She paid attention not to just what I was doing, but how I was feeling. She could tell I was very nervous and unsure, and rather than letting me retreat, she gently pushed me forward. Her words, "You can do this, even if you don't feel like you can," became a turning point for me in more ways than one. She never forced me to act before I was ready, but didn't let fear hold me back. She walked me through skills step by step, standing by my side until I was prepared to take the lead. And when I didn't, she celebrated every win, big or small, as if it was hers. Her praise wasn't empty, it was thoughtful and earned, which made it all the more meaningful. What I appreciate most was her approach to mistakes. She didn't minimize them or make excuses. She never made me feel ashamed. Instead, she turned every misstep into a moment of growth. She took time to explain, reflect with me, and show me how learning from our errors makes us better nurses. Her teaching style blends accountability, compassion, high expectations, and unwavering support. She helped me to build not just my skill, but resilience. Through her consistent encouragement and belief in me, she helped me find belief in myself. So please help me celebrate Kate. We're very excited that she's with us.
Congratulations, Kate. And thank you, Kara, for sharing that. Congratulations. It sounds like this is absolutely well-deserved.
Absolutely.
All right, next, we're going to go back to Alana Lowry, who's going to share a little bit more about Megan Romero from Sky Lakes Medical Center. All right, Alana, tell us a little bit more about Megan.
So Megan was also in our program with OHSU School of Nursing, and she has been precepting for 6 years. She consistently transforms what some consider an added burden into a meaningful and positive contribution. And her management knows to give her a preceptee when she is actually starting to burn out, because precepting fires her up, reminds her of why she became a nurse. The enthusiasm and excitement of the new nurse, along with the latest evidence-based practice of what they're learning, brings her a new level of gusto to her nursing that fires her up. During difficult shifts, she takes time to debrief with her students and ask What areas do you need to improve on in this scenario? However, she also turns it around and asks the preceptee, what could I have done to support you better? This is just one way in which she keeps growing as a preceptor. So please help me welcome and honor Megan Romero.
Congratulations, Megan. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right. If you can believe it, we are at our last one. And that is Jared Brown from Terwilliger Plaza, Portland, who was nominated by Mary Dakin. Mary, tell us about Jared.
Hi, I'm Mary. I'm from Oregon Healthcare Association, and we nominated Jared as someone who really exemplifies the heart of nurse mentorship. So Jared is charge nurse for the assisted living division at Terwilliger Plaza in downtown Portland. So after starting with a career in finance, he made a big shift and earned his BSN from University of Portland and stepped into a life of service and care. So since then, Jarrett became a key part of a pilot preceptorship. That's a mouthful. Preceptorship program between the University of Portland School of Nursing and Oregon Healthcare Association, mentoring 6 nursing seniors over the last 3 years. His calm, compassionate approach and thoughtful guidance have helped students see nursing not just as a checklist of skills, but as a relationship-driven, leadership-focused profession. Wow.
It's early. It's still early.
It's not that early. Jared's continued dedication has shaped the future of this program and inspired the next generation of nurses. So please help me congratulate Jared Brown.
Well done, Jared. Let's throw up some reactions for him. Good job. And you know how I said that Jared was our last one? Forgot. There was the most important one. Not the most important one, but one more. And that's Callie Young from Willamette Valley Medical Center in McMinnville. Kara Sump is going to introduce her, but by video. So let's hear from Kara.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kara. I am from George Fox University, and I nominated Callie Young out of Willamette Valley Medical Center. She's an emergency nurse over there, and she graciously was a preceptor for a couple of our students back to back last spring. She has exemplified the George Fox promise of be known, and that is personally, academically, and spiritually. She brought that from her time at Fox into being a preceptor, and it was very well noted from both of her preceptees, as well as my experiences with her as the clinical instructor and the course coordinator for the program. So we just want to really congratulate her and all of her hard work and how much she has helped and the value that she's brought into nursing, as well as the time for her students that were with her. So congratulations, Callie. We just wish you the very best.
Callie, congratulations. Thank you so much for being here today. And congratulations. This award was so well deserved for all of you. Guys, we got through everybody. This is, for those of you who have done this before, and if you've never done this before, you know what we do at the end. That's right. Everybody unmute yourself right now. Just unmute yourself and let's give everybody a round of applause. All of our preceptors, just unmute yourself and do a cheer. I know the internet is always wonky, so it kind of here's a little bit kind of crazy there, but this is the time. This cohort of preceptors is pretty fantastic. It is amazing. After all of the things that have happened with COVID and just the world in general, look, we have 20 leaders in our state who are really just at the forefront of making sure that that transition is a strong one for our new grads and for our nurses that are transitioning into other settings. So congratulations to all of our 2025 honorees. And I think that is it. So we are so excited for everybody. Congratulations for all of our honorees. Be looking for a certificate in the mail and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Wednesday. If you're interested, you can always join us next Friday and every Friday for the Friday Huddle, which we're gonna, do a callback to this week. And otherwise, I think you should all I'm hoping that you can all have a great rest of your week and a great Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you to all of our preceptors. Congratulations. And thanks for being the awesome leaders that you are. Take care, everybody.
Thanks to OCN for throwing this.
Thanks, Ashley Keepers, for coming. And I don't know why I can't end it. There we go.